Okay, we are, okay, look, I still struggle as a man. Okay. What is going on, Kingdom? So today I am back with another video. I am back be speaking again about something that I find super important. I'm feeling a little bit hyped today, to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit hyped for this message, leveling up and leveling down. I think this is such an important and meaningful title and just overall message. So today I'm going to be talking about this leveling up and leveling down, the balance. You know what I'm saying? The balance. You have to level up in life and sometimes you have to level down. Now, what do I mean by this? So basically, I'm going to be giving a couple of examples about this topic, leveling up, leveling down, and I'm just going to be then explaining these examples to you, right? So look, this is gonna be a very weird way to transition into this, but I'm gonna be using this example first, right? What I mean by this, just to explain it real quick, is that sometimes you have to level up, but sometimes you have to chill out and focus on some of the things that are on the down low, that are on the that are lower, that are surfacing up, that are problems going on. You have to level down, focus on the problems, and then be able to level up again. So look, let me tell you this. So listen, when I was younger, right, this is going to be the example I'm going to be using, and it's going to tie in. So listen, when I was younger, I played this RPG game. Some people may know what it's called. It's called Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. It's a RPG adventure game. It's a game I very much love, that game right there. But basically, so I played through this game, right? And one of the characters that you can play in this game, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, it's an adventure game. It's like an RPG. You level up as you go. And one of the characters that you can play as in this RPG game, one of the characters that you do play as is Bowser, right? Is a Mario character, Bowser. And you continue to level up. Now, when you level up, you get to choose between 3 stats, I believe. It's like attack, defense, and something else. Maybe it's speed, I don't know. But basically, when I was playing as Bowser throughout this RPG game, I continued to only level up his attack. That was it. I continued to only level up his attack. Every time as I battled enemies, I only leveled up his attack. Didn't level up his defenses. Didn't level up like his speed. None of that. Just continued to level up his attack over and over and over again. Just his attack. And so I'm playing through this game, and as I make it closer to the end of the game, I notice that I'm starting to get destroyed as my character. I've leveled up a lot, but I'm starting to really get destroyed. Like, enemies are beating me up because I have no defense. I have no speed. All I have is attack. I've leveled up high, but all I have is attack. So basically, when I was younger, I stopped playing the game, actually, you know, and that happens sometimes when we play RPG games when we're younger. We don't focus on the diversity of the different things we have to have. But basically, so I only focused on attack. If I would have wanted to complete and continue through the game properly, I would have had to go back. So basically, like leveling down from where I'm at, because when you level up, you go throughout the game and you continue. But instead, I had to say, you know, I have to level down a little bit. I have to go back that way, start fighting more enemies that I can actually fight to grow my defense up and my speed up, and then I can continue to level up, right? And I can complete the game. Sometimes in life, we get very caught up in leveling up. We get very caught up in, you know, we got to get to this money, we got to get to this stuff. And this is more, this may seem like a general message that a lot of people talk about, but I'm going to be getting a little deep into it anyways. Sometimes we have to continue to say we're going to level down sometimes, right? Now, with me, I have the music, I have the podcast, I have the YouTube, right? Things along those lines, things of that nature, you know, and that I continue to level up in that, right? I continue to grow in that, right? I continue to climb up the paces and get better at what I'm doing. But if I'm not focusing on sometimes simmering the heck down and focusing on another aspect of my life, which is myself and my emotions and what I have going on, what's around me, I'm going to be leveling up consistently. And so many of us do this because we see it in the media. You know, I'm going to continue to just level up, keep on leveling up, and I'm never going to focus on leveling down. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go insane, and it's going to cause a lot of crazy problems in my life because I was so focused on leveling up that emotionally, I never focused on what I had going on the internal. I looked so much at the external, never focused on the internal. So then it came to a point in time where I basically like crashed down, and that happens. You know, I'm not saying that happens to me, but I'm just saying it is an example. If I'm leveling up and don't focus on myself, I'm going to end up crashing when I could have just leveled down for a moment and told myself, listen, I'm going to focus on what's going on in here, right? Another example I want to use is an artist, right? Or like artists, we might say like artists fell off, or artists, things like that, because artists aren't just slaving for, you know, the industry, aren't just slaving for the people that listen to their music, right? So listen, I just want to say this example real quick, because I don't fully know this person's story, but it kind of, this thought, like leveling up, leveling down, it's like this artist kind of came to my mind. So an artist, you may know Lil Skies, right? That's an artist. He was always a very popular artist, always very known, and he's also kind of known to be an artist that sort of chilled out when it came to the industry. I'm going from video games to rap music here, basically, but he started off very, very popular, getting a lot of views, growing and growing and growing, and all of these things, right? And what you can see in his music is, yes, he talks about drugs, yes, he talks about women and sex and things along those lines, right? He talks about that. It's in his music, right? So, you know, many people say he was very big. He was such a big artist. He was so big, and then he fell off. He stopped making music. He stopped doing it. He didn't level up. He stopped leveling up. He stopped focusing on all of this slave mentality, and started to focus on his actual life. But we don't say it like that, but that's what happened, right? As far as we know, he had a child. He has a family. He has a family to focus on, right? And so when we got so caught up in thinking, you know, as an audience, as his audience, he's not making all of this music and doing all of this stuff for us right now. What the heck is he doing? Come on, you need to be making more music. We need the album. We need the stuff. We need the... But sometimes you have to understand, even though we can just look, it's like we treat these people as slaves. Let's be real here, because we're trying to teach them never to take themselves, just work, because it's like we're just teaching these people to be like slaves to our entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real here. We're teaching people to be slaves to our entertainment, and a lot of it happens. Hip hop is the biggest genre of music now. And majority of hip hop artists are black artists, right? So it's like we're teaching all of these black artists to basically be slaves to this industry, and basically be slaves to entertainment and for entertaining people. That's basically what the whole system, it feels like it's sort of driving here, is teaching people, and teaching people that come from black communities, because a lot of the time what you have to look up to, I talk about this all the time, but we have to keep touching on it. Black people, when you grow up in a black community, what you have to look up to is black artists, because these people come from where you come from. These people, you know, they've dealt with similar struggles that you've dealt with in life, right, as a black person, right? So then you look up to these people and you think, this is the way to go, this is what I should be doing. And then you end up going into this industry that's teaching those same people to slave, and to just basically slave themselves for entertainment. And it's like creating a cycle of more and more people doing that same exact thing, slaving themselves for entertainment. More and more black people, more and more people of color slaving themselves for this entertainment. And it's like pushed out by like the media. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, because none of that junk is right. It's not cool. And it's not cool how a lot of it is targeting black people specifically. But it is, and we have to be real about that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say it's just black people either. It's people, and a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody who's out here, you know, taught to enslave themselves for this entertainment that we have, right? And I say things like this because, you know, I feel like God really puts these things on my heart to talk about. We have to talk about it, because I have people that's like family to me. I have people that I care about, that I'm here to fight and strive for, because I want to teach for all of us to do better, to be independent, to work by the purpose that God has for us. I'm not just saying this as some like thing where it's like, man, you should follow my religion. Bro, no. The reason I'm doing what I'm doing now is because of God. You know what I'm saying? I was making music talking about a lot of this type of junk that isn't cool either. You know what I'm saying? But I changed, and that was because of God. So I chose not to enslave myself to something where I was gonna not be able to focus on myself. I'd be so busy on leveling up. Everybody's telling me to do it. Ain't nobody gonna tell me freaking, yo, focus on yourself for a little bit. No. I like freaking let's be honest. A slave master ain't gonna tell a slave to chill out, you know. So it's like freaking, if I'm an artist, if whoever is an artist is constantly slaving themselves to an industry, ain't nobody gonna tell them, especially like the people that's controlling this stuff. They ain't gonna tell these artists to chill out, focus on yourself. No. And a lot of the time it gets so bad where nobody focuses on themselves. They do go to drugs, they do go to women and sex and whatever else. It could be drinking, all this crazy stuff, constantly depleting themselves for an industry that's teaching you to continuously level up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I mean by leveling up versus leveling down here. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, bro, I am going to freaking level the heck. Let me make sure this is also running. I know it's like It is. But yes, I'm going to level the heck down for a moment. You got to be able to tell yourself that, and that's why it's important to be independent in situations like that, right? And that's why I'm trusting in God and like the music I make and things along those lines. You have to trust in God, right? Now I want to talk about one more example, and it's kind of like the same thing, but I think about it I think about it often sometimes, like Kobe and Shaq, rest in peace, Kobe, rest in peace, right? As we all know, Kobe Bryant, star of the NBA, and like I said, God rest his soul. As many of us here, he had like the best work ethic. People like sort of be putting out these shorts sometimes. He got 4 hours of sleep a day and all of this stuff, and he was like had the greatest work ethic, always working out constantly, consistently, and it's like sort of like I like the duo was like Kobe and Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, right? And you see people say if Shaq would have worked as hard as Kobe did, then Shaq would have been the best in the NBA, and Shaq would have been. This is just what I hear people say. I don't know too much about who would have been the best. I don't know too much about that. I don't got no opinion, but I do know what I see on the internet, and so. People say this about Shaq sometimes. Even looking at the end of Kobe Bryant's NBA career, you've seen him say before he wishes he would have got more sleep. He wishes he would have had more time with his family, and he wishes he would have had more time to focus on things along those lines, right? That goes for the internal. How your people are doing also comes back onto you. How your people, how your family, how things are going, that comes back onto you. You get what I'm saying? And if people around you ain't doing too dang good, if people around you are being, unattended to by a man of the family, it's going to come back on you, right? And so I'm pretty sure I heard Kobe say in an interview before, I wish I would have relaxed and focused a little more on my family, and I'm just saying that to say this as the example, and God rest Kobe's soul. It's not like saying nothing like, oh, he did something wrong. No, I'm just saying it to say, we have to sometimes chill out when it comes to the hustle stuff, the hustle culture, the hustle, work hard, and even that's what Shaq said, there's an interview where, he was told, people say like Kobe worked harder than you, and it's like Shaq sitting here and he said, I think what Kobe had 1 kid and Shaq had like 4, something like that, right? It's just, I don't know exact numbers, but I know what the frick I'm talking about, and so Shaq, he said, I had a whole family, like 4 kids, right? Got all this to focus on. It wasn't that I was just sitting here and not working as hard, or it's not that I was just being lazy. It was that I had to level down for my family. And it's a similar thing like with the Lil Skies thing and all of this stuff with any of these artists. Sometimes you have to level down, but you also have to level up. Remember that too. But first, I just wanted to say leveling down. You have to level down. Sometimes you have to simmer down and allow for the things internally, emotionally around you to be focused on and to be the main focus in the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to do that. There's a balance. There's a balance to everything in life. You have to. And that also comes down with letting God work too. That's another thing when it comes to leveling down. You level down. Let God level up in your life. Let God level up and relax. Internally focus. You know what I'm saying? Internally focus, internally relax, and internally calm down. We all deserve those days and breaks and times. You get what I'm saying? It's YouTube. That's what happens on YouTube. People are so focused on upload every day, and it becomes insane because everybody just wants them to upload every day. Like, haven't we seen this? Everybody just wants them to upload every day, and yes, slave to the YouTube community. Slave to their YouTube community because they're the ones that everybody, and sure, they're making money, but you're slaving yourself to money too. It's like you're just completely chained by this thing, and it stops you from even caring about who you are. You just care about your business and what you have going on. Am I not saying some facts and truth here? But I just want to say also, this last example, the importance of leveling up. You do have to level up. Don't get it twisted that I'm saying level down and don't level up, right? You have to have that balance. Leveling down is just as important as leveling the heck up. And sometimes leveling down can even just be having fun, just emotionally focused, right? But leveling up is different. Work ethic, things, you have to do that as well, right? I'm gonna use this example, right? Because there's Andrew Tate's an example I'm gonna use here for today for something that he said, because I see another video that he made before, and Andrew Tate's one of those guys. I do agree with things he says. There's things, of course, I'm gonna disagree with, and I have to be real. We all are gonna disagree, and there's things that I don't like that he says. There's things that you probably don't like, but I think that there are some things that he says that are truthful and aren't just what the media is telling him to say. So look, one time Andrew Tate, he was on I seen the YouTube short, and he said one guy had sent him an email and the dude in the email had told him, you might have watched this before. The dude had told him, hey, listen, I'm not sure if you're going to see this email, but I'm going to. He like basically saying he's going to end his life, right? And so Andrew Tate, he's seen that email from the dude. And he's like, listen, and I don't think this is always the best way to approach this, but this is what Andrew Tate said. He said, listen, I want for you to continue to work out until you get a six-pack, something like that. I want you to continue to work out until you get a six-pack, and continue to email me with the progress. And so the dude that emailed Andrew Tate saying he was going to do that to himself, he started working out. He started striving for something. And because he continued to strive for something, right, that meant, it gave him purpose. It gave him reason. It gave him that because he's striving, he's working. As a man, he's getting purpose and reason. And he's starting to grow, he's starting to get better. And it changed his life completely. Like I heard dudes, like he started off as like 300 pounds and continued to work out, and it made a complete change and difference in his life. You have to strive. You have to strive. You have to strive towards things. It's important. But also remember to level down. Strive and level down. Strive, level down. Strive, focus on what's going on around you. Be in the moment. Work towards getting out of that moment. Be in the moment. Work towards getting out of it. Be in the moment. Work towards getting out of it and be in the moment, So, that's what I'm saying about that. I thought there was another example that I'm going to say real quick before I head into this. Oh yeah, you can either crash. You can crash either way. You can crash from striving down too much. But you can not striving down, but leveling down too much. You can crash. You can completely feel like life can be meaningless. You can completely feel like life is just, I have no purpose, I have no reason, and it'll be a crash, and and that can really lead you to a lot of jacked up thoughts. But guess what? You can also over strive and completely not focus on what you have going on internally, and because you didn't focus on what's going on in here, this will crash because you got so focused on striving up to the point it all just beat you down. It all just came back onto you like a truck. Stuff like that, I've seen it. I've seen it happen to people that, either I've looked up to on the internet or that I've seen it in person too. It happens. So I'm just saying it to say here to try and hear out this message today. And this goes for anybody. I don't even want to just say none of these messages go towards specifically any race, nothing like that. I do believe that stuff like this gets targeted specifically towards the black community in a lot of ways and areas. So I will touch upon that because it's important, for people to understand that and to see that for what it is, but this also goes out to everybody. This goes out to anybody, this goes out to anybody because anybody can fall under this influence. Freaking level up and level down. Do both. Level up, level down. And that's what it is. We get very focused on leveling up so much and never learn to level down. There's a whole balance. It's a whole balance. So that's all I really have to say for this video today. I pray that this message was it was impactful, and I hope it makes a difference, for anybody watching this or listening on the podcast. I got my new album coming out very, very soon here. I got my new music. I'm actually going to come out with a new song, 2 new songs, and then I'm going to be releasing the album. So, I can't wait for all of this to work out. I thank you, God bless you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you and thank you. And you will have an amazing day in Jesus' name. You have an amazing morning, evening, and night. Thank you.